to the May edition of Hays Headlines brought to you by Nex-Tech. My name is Sarah Wasinger, President and CEO of the Chamber here in Hays, Kansas. And we are very excited today to have Doug Williams, Executive Director of Grow Hays, with us. And Doug, before we get started, I'm going to give a quick shout out to our beautiful set brought to us by Regina's Flowers and Events. So thank you to them for always providing such a pretty piece for us to have on our set. But we have some big news. Last month, you guys were actually named our Helping Hands Award winner from the Chamber. Is that right?
That was big news and very surprising, but very much appreciated. That was a wonderful surprise.
Well, I don't think it's surprising to a lot of people because of all the good work that you've been doing lately. So without further ado, you guys have some pretty big projects right now, specifically with the construction going on over by Nex-Tech. Do you want to give us an update on that?
Sure. Those who may not be familiar with it, this is the Heart of America development. About a year ago, Heart of America purchased this property that existed over there that was platted for 75 residential lots. And they approached the city for some support with an RHID project. And all that has to go through the legal process and that type of thing ended about last December, and they started construction. And they've been working on it ever since, and we're about 3 or 4 weeks away from actually having streets done and to the point where construction can start. So it's an exciting time.
Now this project has been unique because you've had so many players involved. Do you want to kind of talk about what the building process will look like and what folks can maybe expect with that?
Sure. First of all, Heart of America Development Corporation is the developer. They've traditionally been an industrial developer in Hays. They developed the industrial park out by the airport and the property next to Glassman Climate Control and the Army Reserve Center. But they recognize that we have a real workforce problem and an affordable housing shortage in Ellis County. And so they were willing to step up to the table and become the developer of this tract of land. They purchased it, and then of course we had to involve the city, had to approve the RHID, and then the county also had to approve the RHID, and the school district all had to approve the RHID.
So RHID, maybe folks at home don't know what that is. Do you want to kind of spell that out
for us? Good question. It's Rural Housing Incentive District.
Okay.
And what it allows for is for the special assessments, which are typically common with a new development, to be able to be paid through some tax increment funding as opposed to the owners of the homes having to pay that $150 to $175 a month in special assessments. So that's what an RHID is, and that's why we did that, is to achieve an affordable housing price point, you've got to have some help in those areas.
So you talk affordable housing. Part of what made this affordable was the actual sale of land. There was a very generous price offered, in my understanding. Is that correct?
Yes, the owner of the land was willing to part with it for a lot less than they had initially asked for. So that made a difference. Heart of America is a not-for-profit, so they're not profit motivated, so that made a difference. And they've been willing to sell these lots to contractors at a much lower price, so that allows the prices to come in at an affordable level. Obviously, everybody has a different opinion as to what affordable is, but in this particular case, it's going to be homes in that 175 to 225 range, which is right within the affordable range that we have in Ellis County.
Now, COVID, obviously, with construction materials being delayed a little bit, what does that look like? Could that impact the overall cost of that, or is that yet to be seen?
It's a little bit yet to be seen. There's no doubt that it'll have an impact. You know, with material prices having done what they have done in the last 6 months, there's no way that you can build the same house today that you could have built 6 months ago. So it will definitely have an impact. It's a little bit yet to be seen since we haven't gotten to the point of starting on any homes. We're kind of waiting till we get to that point, which is about 30 days away or so, to make that final decision as to how much impact that's really going to have.
So you said 75 houses total, and how many houses do you plan on being constructed within the next couple of years, let's say?
Okay. Phase 1 of the project consists of 36 lots. That's what's been put in. The 2 cul-de-sacs and the main street going in consists of 36 lots. We have 4 builders who have agreed to participate in the program, and they have committed to build 4 homes each in the next 18 months. So that would mean 16 homes at a minimum within 18 months. We hope it goes faster than that. Given the way the market is right now, I'm pretty confident that they will sell more quickly than that, assuming the builders can get them built and we don't have material problems of getting materials and that type of thing.
Well, housing has been a long-standing issue, at least for the last decade or so for Hayes. So we're very excited to have that initiative going. So thank you to the work that you and your team have done and helping guide that process. I know it's been dragging out for probably, what would you say, 2-3 years now? Is that accurate?
You know, the housing situation has been long-term here, and you know, there haven't been any homes built in this particular price range for a long, long time. So this will be new, and we're excited to be this close to the end of the road here, because it's been a journey to get here for sure.
So a lot of big stuff going on there. We only have maybe about a minute and a half left. Do you want to talk a little bit about the retirement community project that you're working on?
The next project that and it's just a vision at this point in time, is the 17 acres to the north of Hayes Medical Center. We're working on the concept of a retiree community that would be focused on housing for retirees. It would include a community center in it for all types of activities in the community, not just retirees, but pickleball courts and meeting rooms and that type of thing. And also provide some housing for Hayes Medical Center to house some of their nurse students and doctors that come in for short terms of time. So it's a little bit in the initial stages, but we're hoping that comes about here in the next year or so, and we can start doing something there as well.
So are you looking for people to be involved in envisioning that up, or do you already kind of have a committee set aside?
We have a retiree task force committee that we've set up that is looking at it. We've got some initial drawings of site design and that kind of thing. So we're moving along, just never as fast as you would like, but we're getting there. And so I think we've got that piece of it covered, and just trying to visualize exactly what it might be and how it'll work out.
Well, Doug, thank you so much for joining us today and for all the good work that you do. For folks at home, maybe give them your website real quick in case they want to check out more information.
Our website is growhays.com. They can call our office anytime, check out our Facebook page, kind of what's going on, and thank you very much for having me.
Well, thank you. So stay tuned for the next segment of Hayes Headlines, where we'll have Melissa Dixon and special guest Brandon Hines from Hayes Public Library.
We built this network for you.
We're constantly optimizing our network to provide reliable coverage utilizing cutting-edge technology.
We invest in Kansas because we're Kansans too.
And as exciting next-generation technologies become reality, you can trust that we're working to bring it to your neighborhood.
So wherever you go, just know we got you covered.
We're friends.
We're neighbors.
We are Kansas.
For over 70 years at Nex-Tech, we've tackled new technologies and created a powerful fiber network to bring you the fastest, most reliable internet. Being connected is essential. That's why we're proud to offer the only gig symmetrical internet around. Visit nextech.com to sign up for any new internet speed and get a $100 credit, or upgrade your current speed and pay your same price for 3 months. Nex-Tech, here for you then, now, and for whatever comes next.
The team at Homestead Assisted Living is a proud supporter of the Hayes community. Located just west of the Sternberg Natural History Museum, Homestead is a warm and welcoming community where residents receive compassionate care from licensed professionals. If you're curious about senior living options for yourself or a loved one, make Homestead your first call. Our kind and courteous staff would love to show you around and answer any questions you may have. Call us today to schedule a tour of Homestead, or visit us online at homesteadofhayes.com.
Welcome to the second segment of Hayes Headlines. I'm Melissa Dixon, Executive Director of the Hayes Convention and Visitors Bureau. And my special guest today is Brandon Hines, Director of the Hayes Public Library. And I was just telling Brandon, I'm the library's biggest fan, so this is going to be really easy because I'm a cheerleader for you guys, and me and my family are up there a lot. And recently, you guys just unveiled an amazing renovation that I really want to talk about.
Yeah, we're back.
It's about time.
I know. With our remodel project and with COVID, we've just been very limited for well over a year now. And the middle of May, we opened back, or excuse me, the middle of April, we opened back up to our normal hours. So remodel is 99% complete.
Nice.
And yeah, we're excited to get people in there. We want to show off the new space.
Well, I guess in the big scheme of things, it really was the perfect time to have a lot of construction going on because you had to limit visitors anyway.
Right. You know, both of these things were major disruptions. And so we had 2 disruptions at the same time, and it actually benefited us in a number of ways.
Kind of worked out. Well, it's so surprising when you walk in because it feels very different.
Yeah.
Can you tell us a little bit about whose vision the remodel was? Like, where did these ideas come from?
A lot of places. We started probably two and a half years ago, and we had some stakeholder sessions with the community. There were a lot of ideas that have been teed up with staff for, you know, our last remodel was in 2004. People seem to be surprised when we tell them it was that long ago. But we started having community stakeholder sessions. Staff members chimed in on a number of ideas. And that's where it started. And then we put the project out to bid with some contractors, with some architects and some designers. And you know, I remember meeting with Gould Evans, who ended up being our architect. And there was this point where there was a architect firm that had a lot more library experience, and the whole committee was pretty split on it. And what sold us, and I know what sold the full committee, was they said, if you want a transformative project, go with us. And I think that's what we got.
That's amazing. Now, it wasn't a shabby place before. It was already a fantastic place. I've even heard somebody say in my house, maybe I would have liked reading if I could have grown up with a library like this. It is a treasure. But there's a lot of differences now. So what part of the renovation would you say you're most excited about?
I mean, there's so many parts that we're excited, but I would say just those front spaces, those community spaces. You know, you said that it was already amazing. In 2004, they did the great facade that replicated the Carnegie, the 1911 Carnegie Library. And that was something that we felt was very important. I mean, they nailed it in 2004 with that project. But we went and we took out 4 big old columns of bricks out of one side and made storefront windows. And we were concerned about the impact of that, and I think it still works. It still kept that integrity, that style from the outside. But that community space, if you sit in that front area now, all that natural light coming in,
it's
and
gorgeous.
Just a place to sit and bring people, have coffee, communicate. I mean, it's just wonderful. So the community spaces are the big thing. I also need to plug our early literacy area. Early literacy is one of the most, if not the most important thing that we do. We have our hands in at the library, and that early literacy area, just to get preschool kids up there, babies through 5, 6-year-olds, it's going to be so engaging. I mean, I think it's just going to change the way people experience the library.
I love it, and I've seen people engaging in those big open spaces already, and it makes my heart very happy. What are some things that went into the renovation that people might not notice at first, but you want them to know about?
I guess when you walk in, you'll see the lobby was redesigned, and right when you walk in the doors, you can see a lot of those bricks that we pulled from Main Street are now right on the inside. The number one question I received was, what is happening to my brick?
Where's my brick?
And from the 2004 remodel, they did commemorative bricks. And I think everybody should be very pleased with how we brought those inside. And then we have a feature with a really large image of the 1911 Carnegie Library, and then just a tribute to that library.
So the bricks are there, everybody's bricks. How does this renovation change the way you guys operate on a daily basis?
We have a lot of operational changes. We used to be very departmentalized. If you went in the library, you would return a book to the adult level, the teen desk, to the children's desk, and that's not how most libraries operate. We have one centralized circulation area, so when you're bringing your books back, you can come and bring your books back to the main desk. Same thing with holds. We have self-service holds, and they're all in one spot. It used to be you'd go to each one of those 3 desks, and you had to get lucky that you chose the right desk to find your hold.
So we're seeing a lot more efficiencies. I mean, everything had just gone digital before, which is magic to me, that my kids will put a whole stack of books and go, watch this, and they all check themselves out, no matter. They wanted to know
RFID 2 years ago, yep.
How high of a stack, do you know?
There is a limit.
We'll have to test it one day. Well, I know you've had to take a break in programming. but that's changing in May.
That's
There's
right.
a special Crossroads exhibit that's coming through.
Yeah, the Museums on Main Street program through the Smithsonian, we are a partner site with that program. It's through Humanities Kansas, and it will go across the entire state. I think this is actually the 7th location for the Museums on Main Street program, but the Crossroads exhibit will be in Norton starting next month. We have a companion exhibit. Our exhibit will be in the gallery. Our crossroads, our rural crossroads, what we're focused on is water. And we have a number of partners. Obviously, the City of Hays is partnering with us. We also have the Extension Office partnering with us, and we have 3 amazing panels, and we have a whole series of programming that start May 1st. That's the day of the gallery walk downtown. But then we'll have programming throughout the week, throughout the month that will focus on water. Got to get this right. The title of it is Crisis to Conservation to Conversation, and it really explores the history of our water issues here in Hays.
And there's a variety in the times. So there's different times to make it work for your schedule. There's brown bag lunches, there's evening sessions, there's weekends, there's weekdays. So I'm sure everybody can find something they can do. Well, just to wrap up, if people want to get involved in the library, what should they do?
Come in and talk to us, or come to our website. Summer reading's coming up, and we want to get, like I said, we're back. We're going to have programming back starting in May and running through the summer, and we want you to get in there, experience the programming and all of our new spaces. Love it.
Thank you for joining us today. Really appreciate it. All those programs we talked about, you can find them on our community events calendar with a whole lot more at visithays.com.
At Next Generation, we're working to keep kids local, and you can help. Your gift of any amount provides opportunities for high school and college students to experience local careers with local businesses right here at home.
Opportunities for paid internships that teach students about their local community and prepare them with hands-on job skills now, so they are ready to remain local for the future.
Like me in Plainville.
Like me in Phillipsburg.
Students like me in Waukene.
Trust Rogers & Associates Insurance to keep your peace of mind through all the seasons in life. Whether you're cozy at home memory making with your family, on an outdoor adventure with the top down, floating on a boat, or in the middle of harvest, we can customize an insurance plan that's perfect for you. For all the seasons, we've got you covered. Call us or visit us online to learn more today.
Hi, and welcome back to Hays Headlines. This is our last segment today, and we still have a lot more to cover. I'm Sara Bloom with Downtown Hays Development Corporation, joined by Amy Jensen, who wears a lot of different hats. Not that you're wearing one right now, but you do wear a lot of hats. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you. I'm happy to be here.
Me too. So we're here to talk about the Downtown Hays Market because it's getting ready to kick off at the end of this month, which is so exciting because people in the city wait and wait and wait for this to kick off. And not just the guests and the vendors, but the people that are selling. So I just want to visit with you about what you do at the market and what the market means to you. But first, tell us who you are. What do you do?
Well, okay. Well, I'm Amy Jensen, and I'm owner of Professors with my husband, and we have Jensen Farms, which we grow the mushrooms for Jensen Farms in the basement of Professors and at our farm. And then we raise honeybees all over the county. And so we sell honey and mushrooms at the downtown market. And we've kind of been with the market since it started downtown, and it has changed so much.
It has.
Yeah.
I mean, we're not in a parking lot anymore. We actually have a beautiful home. What do you think you're most well known for, the mushrooms or the honey at this point?
Probably because we started with the honeys, but the honeys. But I think now people are starting to figure out about the mushrooms. And there's a lot of beekeepers in Hays, but there's not any other mushroom growers.
That is true. And your mushrooms can be found not only at the market, but in different restaurants and different locations now.
Yeah, right now Gella's has a special on their menu with the mushrooms. We ship some to Kansas City area. And then the little cafe in Ellis called Gigi's they sell our mushrooms too.
Very exciting.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah,
See,
I
learned something. I love it.
Well, she's only open till 2, the same as us, so I don't get to go there except maybe Saturday mornings.
Yeah. Well,
until
and
the market starts.
You mentioned professors, but you use a lot of the honey and the mushrooms in your own menu as well.
Yeah, we have different mushroom items on the menu. Mushroom taco salad is my favorite thing. Stir fry is pretty good too.
Mm-hmm.
And then we make honey lemonade and a honey cookie and honey mustard.
All the things. It's all wonderful.
Thank you.
Well, let's talk a little bit about the Downtown Hayes Market. You had mentioned that you're one of the vendors that have been there since its start, when we were still in a parking lot and maybe had 5 to 10 vendors attending, whereas now we're under the beautiful downtown pavilion at 10th and Main. We average about 30 vendors every week. Of course, 2020 we don't count.
Right. Right.
But tell us why you have stuck with the Downtown Hayes Market, what that gathering means to you.
Well, it's like a 6-month family. And actually, all the people, not all the people, but a lot of the vendors I keep in touch with throughout the rest of the year, which is awesome. It's cool how you guys promote everything for all the vendors. I mean, it's really, I look forward to going and shopping before, before I start selling. So it's like the family unit that, and more people keep coming. I mean, there's people that come from far away to come sell at our market, which I think is pretty awesome. It says something for our market.
Absolutely. We have, we made a map 2 years ago about where all the vendors come from, and it is the entire state really that is represented here in downtown Hayes because of how successful the market is. And that says a lot for the community and for the vendors too, because it's not anything that we're doing in the office. They're coming because of those relationships, and they know that they're going to be welcomed, and they know that there's going to be buyers for what they're selling, and it's about the relationships. It's not about any of the marketing.
Yeah.
And I love that. We're hoping to have coffee again this year, so that's exciting.
That is exciting. I think it'll happen, huh?
Yeah. So we want to let those people that are watching know that we will be accepting applications, or are accepting applications right now. So if you're interested in being a vendor, there is a $35 deposit fee. But the nice thing about that is it's completely refundable. Once you attend 6 out of our 22 markets, you get that money back. And that's just our way of encouraging you to come back multiple times. That if you may have, your first one may not be as successful as you were hoping, come back. The more people see you, the more that they will look for you, and you'll have more successful markets as you continue to come and grow at our market. So that's what the vendor fee is for. We market very heavily on social media and on different platforms, including the radio. And so our vendors are also very instrumental in helping us with that. But if you're interested in being a vendor, by all means, please go to downtownhayes.com to fill out the vendor application. It's not too painful, right?
No, it's pretty easy. It's pretty easy, yeah.
It's pretty easy. We just ask what you're going to be selling. We ask for your contact information so that we can help better market you once you're at the market as well. What is one thing that everyone should know about the market?
Oh.
I'm putting you on the spot.
I know. One thing.
One thing. Or your favorite thing.
Well, one thing. Well, the cheesecake. I mean, you can't forget cheesecake, even though it's the farm, and watermelon and jewelry. And I don't have just one thing. I think you just need to come meet the vendors and start your relationship with them, because they want to have those relationships with the community.
Yeah. We're going to completely change course here for a second.
Okay.
Last year, for the first time, we were able to offer SNAP.
Yeah.
And you are one of the vendors that are able to take that. I don't want to put you on the spot, but how easy was that process, and did that help your business?
Yeah, absolutely. And now I saw that you're offering double the SNAP bucks.
Yep.
And also the Senior Farmers Market Nutrition Program.
Nicely done. Now I don't have to say it.
I know, right? So that's also, I think, very cool for the community.
Yes.
and I think that it will be used a lot more than we are even expecting.
Yeah, so the Supplemental Nutrition Assistance Program is SNAP, and yeah, last year was the first year that we got to offer that, and it got used quite a bit.
Yeah.
I was surprised by the amount that it got used. And yeah, this year, you're right, we're going to be offering those double up bucks, which means if you get $5 for meats and cheeses and dairy, then you get an additional $5 to spend on local produce, fruits and vegetables. So you're doubling the amount of money that you can spend on your food, and then we're doubling the amount of money going into our local vendors' pockets, and then therefore sales tax revenue. So it's a great program. We're very excited. All of that is through grants, and so that's even more exciting for us. But then, yeah, the senior program is going to be completely new, and we're very excited to offer that too. Last year, SNAP was so important with the pandemic going on and the lower income of many of our families. To be able to continue that will be wonderful, and then to be able to assist our seniors like that will also be a great addition. We're excited.
Yeah.
All right, we're out of time. This has been Hayes Headlines. Thank you for joining us. We want to thank again Regina's for the beautiful flowers that they brought this month. Thanks again to Amy for joining us from Professors. Make sure you come and introduce yourself to her at the Downtown Hayes Market. You can check out all the things happening at downtownhayes.com. Visit hayes.com and thehayeschamber.com. We'll see you next month on Hayes Headlines.
Open and shut, you're stuck in a rut. Got FOMO or wanting more action? Yep, it's time. Time to make new friends, attend university, or get a hot new job. Whatever the case, Hayes is your place. You'll discover a vibrant and artsy downtown, great restaurants, events that you just don't find anywhere else, and a museum full of dinosaurs if you're wanting to spend time with old bones. Whatever the reason, moving to Hayes might just be the idyllic spot you're seeking with the whole long pandemic situation. And by the way, if you do find yourself sick, Hayes Medical Care is bar none. So come on, check out Hayes. You'll like the sense of community, the endless opportunities, and letting your creative side go wild. Start your new journey by finding the perfect home. Visit with the agents at Coldwell Banker Executive Realty today, and they'll help you find exactly what you're looking for.